This is Daniel G. Garza, host of the pre-show show. We're at Mystic Journey Yoga here at 1702 Lincoln Boulevard in Venice Beach, California. We're Pritesh is here. Hi, Pritesh.
Oh, you changed the angle, bro.
Yes, and then when we sat down, they came and took our chairs away. I was like, "Are you serious?"
And then the comedian's Garret.
Hi, Garret.
How you doing? The chair away.
This is Christian and his boyfriend Daniel.
Hey, Christian, I'm Garret. Very nice to meet you.
Hi, Garret. Welcome. How are you doing, sir?
Well, how are you?
Sonia is the girlfriend?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Will you be joining us on the couch?
Sure.
Come on over.
Yeah, come on over.
So
We're doing love cards, so.
Love cards.
Yeah.
Come on over and have a seat.
He's incredible with the cards.
Awesome.
So,
unless you say something
come
negative
over
about
before you.
All right, goddammit.
So
come on, Pritesh. You don't want to be on
welcome
camera.
back, everybody. This is Daniel G. Garza, host of the pre-show show. We're at Mystic Yoga here at 1702 Lincoln Boulevard in Venice Beach, California. This annoying dude next to me, Pritesh Shah, is here.
Hopefully people are being lazy. I know the freaking Super Bowl is tomorrow.
Yes.
You know, they don't care this year.
I'm gonna watch this because I like men in tight pants.
Of course,
yes.
Men in tight pants is what gets them going.
And it's my excuse to have nachos and hamburgers.
There you go, man.
So
that's when you know it's a healthy relationship. You can talk about other men in front of them.
Yeah, well, I'm going to share the TV. I'm not going to watch by myself.
That's fine. We're going to a wedding tomorrow, so.
You're not going to be.
Oh, well, I mean, you can.
Who does a wedding on Super Bowl weekend?
First of all, Canadians. Second of all, gay people.
Oh.
So.
True.
It's your freaking people.
The only Super Bowl party they're going to is a Super Bowl party.
So for those of you joining us back,
Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're like, it's a bowl. It's gonna be super.
Yeah.
For those of you that were looking for the cards, we will do card readings tomorrow. Just tune in tomorrow. I'll put up a note up so that you can join us. We're going to start with the interviews now. Who's with us tonight?
Right now we got Garret Clark. It's awesome because I met him at actually a friend. It was a benefit for dogs.
Dogs, yeah, dogs with cancer.
Dogs with cancer, and it was what was it? It was
Flappers.
How
Flappers
specific?
perfect.
I know. I know.
Specific.
Very.
No, it was as privileged as it can get. It's amazing.
The video.
It is.
What happened?
That's a good way to put it.
The comments are still there, but the video went away.
Christian, you had one freaking job.
Well, it sounds.
I guess we need to get a new surface. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. The video stopped. It blurred, then it stopped, but the comments are still working. I have no idea. I never use live. Oh.
Who's watching this
Exactly.
right
You
now?
gotta come here and
That's
see
a
this.
question. But like,
It's
it's
like your bottom line
Facebook,
starts
yeah.
It's getting warm. It's winter too.
It's working now.
Yeah, but it's working right now. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't see anything.
Just don't type on it. We'll be okay.
You need to do a card reading on him.
Energy's
messing up.
Well, we got here early to set up, and then all these.
I'm kind of digging this new angle.
It's an awesome.
Usually we do it.
I wish I could see it.
It's
very zen.
It's very zen.
Yeah, see, it looks.
Yeah, that's right. It's good for depth.
And it's nice that we can fit people in comfort, so they don't have to be like.
At some
over here,
point,
they're always
most
sitting
of the
on top of each
comedians
other.
come out at the same time.
Yeah,
and they're all squished on one.
We were squished on one little
Yeah,
bit.
it was fun.
So now
And there's been like 4 or 5 people on
Yeah,
there.
This is called growth, baby.
Well, anyway, going back, I met him at Flappers Comedy, and I was like, oh, he's freaking hilarious. And I was there with my buddy. I was like, I'm going to talk to him. And then we just started talking, and he's like, yo, bro, I'm freaking new here.
Brand new.
And he's like, I've never been here.
That was the last show I did in LA. Can you believe that?
Well, he's been busy.
I've been busy on weekends, but going back to Canada where things don't matter.
And it's cold. That's
it's
why.
very cold.
Are you originally from Canada?
I'm originally from Australia, but I lived in Canada the last 17 years.
So I was like, that's not Canadian.
No, but he's been doing.
I'm not worldly, but I know it does.
But he's been doing comedy, what, 15 years?
17 now.
17? I mean,
Because you're only like 21, right?
Yeah, I'm 20. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've been doing it since I was a child.
He started early in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. So I'm excited to have him. And then, of course, we got Richard Sarvate. I didn't even know he was Indian. I had no clue he was Indian. I thought he was.
That's an Indian name, Richard Sarvate.
That's what I'm saying. He's tricking me, man. People keep.
He looks like Yeah,
yeah.
Someone's Italian in his family. Hey, I'm Richard Sarvate. I'm from New Delhi.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
how you doing?
Hey.
You want some?
Oh, yeah.
You want the garlic now?
You know what it is, Richard? And I'll be curious to ask him. Is because people forget India. It's so. I mean, there's 1.2 billion people. So people always assume everyone's Hindu, but it's a large Muslim population, huge Christian Catholic population as well. So who goes there?
Don.
What's up, Don?
Hello.
Hi, Don.
So yes.
Welcome. Come join us on the couch.
Hey, if you don't mind taking the shoes off downstairs, or just by the stairs is fine.
Great.
So may I ask questions? Because I've been doing comedy a long time, and
Do
I've
it.
never done it in somewhere as sort of peaceful and zen as this. I mean, usually I'm battling for people's attention that are fighting, like playing pool.
I just want to
And
do
like
it where
swearing
people
to
work
get
out
our attention.
alcoholics.
But this seems like, are there rules here? Like, can I say bad things?
Oh, of course.
Can
Can I open on diarrhea?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
But the only thing is, there is going to be a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old. So
Oh, no problem.
if you have a rape joke, probably not good.
I'm not going to open on that, at least. I'll open on diarrhea. Yeah.
Open on
I'm Garret. Hey.
This
So
is
hi, it's not you guys.
Okay, I'm going to move out. Get them in. Get them in.
Right on.
Thank you for joining us.
Move it. Move it.
Come on over down. Hi, I'm Daniel Garza. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank
How's it
This
going?
is Christian.
This is my girlfriend.
I love your look. It's very Rosie Riveter. I love it.
So for everybody watching us, this is a Barefoot Comedy Pre-Show show.
Yeah.
I am your host, Daniel G. Garza, and we have, is it Brodey? Is that how you pronounce it? Okay. Dom, I always have to practice names before I come on. 'Cause
Go on.
sometimes it's
Go on.
completely off. Dom Brodey and Garret Clark
You got it.
and
I'm Sonia.
Sonia.
Yeah.
And the girlfriend Sonia, yes.
Hi.
We usually don't have the partners on.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I
So
also
part
love
of part of the pre-show show is first of all to just get you guys
We already have a
calm and
comment that
relaxed.
Madeline loves your look too. She goes,
Then comment. So we're live on Facebook right now.
Okay. Hi, Facebook.
Everybody.
Yes.
I loved you.
And then later on we'll post this on YouTube so you guys can go back and watch it.
Okay.
So one of the usual questions is always how and why did you get into comedy? I guess ladies first.
How and why?
Yeah.
How I got onto the stage and I walked up to the microphone and I started telling jokes. That seemed to be.
As you
the way
can
to
see,
how to do
the comedy show starts now.
it. Yeah. Well, and I also I took a class.
Okay.
I moved to LA in 2014 with my fella. I was engaged and I'm an actor and I've done a lot of writing and a lot of comedic stuff, but not stand up. Like, you know, the muscle that is writing a joke and telling it
I hear ya.
with a microphone, like that's its own deal. And so I took a class with Lisa Sunstead called Pretty Funny Women.
Nice.
And it was a great class and like really just literally gives you that like you take a class on how to change a tire. You take a class on how to, you know, how do I, and she really is great. And then I started gigging around town and it just, I can't stop. I can't stop writing jokes. I can't stop going out. And
Now
here we are.
was this an all-female class?
It is. Female identified.
Pretty funny women, yeah.
Pretty funny women.
It'd be weird if I took it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's LA.
They would-
It's
yeah.
LA, you know.
You know,
That's true.
Do you think that made a difference?
Yeah, for sure. You know what? That's a really good question because it's hard to know because I never took any other kind of stand-up
Okay.
class, so I don't know. But I think so, if only because one of the first things you do when you're starting out in comedy is you have to go to a lot of open mics, and those can be in a variety of venues, many of which, especially here in LA and in New York, are bars. And a lot of time they're dive bars, right? And that's the whole thing. Their whole deal is like the bar does it because they're like, we don't have anybody coming in between this hour and this hour, and you got to buy a couple drinks, and you tell your 5 minutes and go. And that can be a really intimidating thing to do as a woman by yourself, especially when they know you're going to have a couple drinks and you're going up on stage saying vulnerable things about you, about whatever your humor happens to be, and then you walk alone to your car, right? And so I would say there were a lot of benefits to having the class, but one of them was definitely having a group of women to just go out and start with.
I'm sure that has to be empowering because I know that when I'm with a group of LGBT people, it makes you feel more comfortable, like you can say more stuff and not feel judged by the comments. And then you go out to an open mic or go on stage and you're like, okay, I've worked on this one. It's cool.
And similar, you get, I'm sorry,
No.
more about me, is
It
is that you also get feedback from your community, right? So we know that stand-up comedy is male dominated, and so you might go out and really not have a single female to give you feedback about your jokes if that's what you're looking for. And so it's also nice to have someone that you can resonate with.
Yeah, makes sense.
Really awesome.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And for you?
Yeah, I didn't take a class, but similarly, I wanted to be an actor, and this was going back a lot of years now. Everyone that I admired and respected that was in the acting that I wanted to do had a background in comedy. So I figured, I mean, I at least at some point needed to try it and give it a go. And similarly, it just sort of took off. It's addictive. Anyone that's tried it, it's very hard to turn away from because the gratification is instant.
Yes.
It's something you take complete responsibility for yourself. So that kind of actually, oppositely, took me on a very distracted run for about 17 years. And I'm only just realizing right now, oh yeah, I wanted to be an actor. What the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
So here I am doing stand-up at a yoga studio. Is that what this is?
It's the yoga studio, yeah.
Yoga.
So for
I'm like,
everybody,
oh yeah, I should book an
Crystal
audition
store,
or something.
for everybody watching, we are at Mystic Journey Yoga at 1702 Lincoln Boulevard in Venice Beach, California. The show starts at 7-ish. So if you're in the area, it's $15 to get in. And be prepared to take your shoes off because you have to take your shoes off. This is the pre-show show, and hopefully some more of the comedians will come on. Before I continue, I want to remind you guys, go over to my YouTube page where you have not just this show coming up later in the week, but previous interviews will be on there. So go check out some of the other comedians and check out some of my stand-up stuff for you there. Speaking of stand-up, I will be at the Federal in North Hollywood on February 5th with the Rebels of Comedy. So if you're in the North Hollywood area on Wednesday the 5th, come by and check me out. We'll be there with Christian and some other people at the table, so go check us out.
How many people do you get from these feeds that come to the show spontaneously? Like, are people that are watching this now going to come to this studio tonight?
I think we have had some people just drop in and
That's
go,
wicked.
Hey,
Do it. Come on.
because we'll, after the show, we
Whoever
walk
you
around.
are, if you're watching this, come to the show.
Yeah, after the
Right,
show, we
come.
walk around and I do card readings for people.
Oh, cool.
So there have been people that showed up and said, we were watching you.
Wicked.
And I was like, oh, cool.
Do you ever get creeped out by that comment? We were watching you.
I want to be famous enough to have a stalker, so I figured that's if I'm calling them in, it's not as scary. Plus, I have him as a boyfriend, so
Well, it doesn't count if it's your boyfriend who's recording this.
Right,
You know that, right?
right. So,
Okay.
you know what? I normally
am
don't get
not
the
one of
partners
your
up.
fans.
So I'm going to ask you. I'm going to include you if you don't mind,
Please.
because my biggest critic and the first person to like give me feedback after a show or right after this will be him.
Okay.
How are you in critiquing and giving feedback?
I will when I'm asked.
See, Christian?
But I'm asked. You ask me every time.
Yeah.
See, Christian?
So I don't just give you unsolicited advice.
And are you brutally honest?
Not anymore.
No.
No.
There's been too many tears. I've reacted
Are
poorly
you?
too many
Are
times.
you? Are you?
She just knows better. She knows
Why
better.
do you
to be that
cry?
honest. Well, she's brutally honest. I can't take the honesty behind her answers. I'm a sensitive performer.
As performers, yeah, we're as
Oh,
creative
don't
beings.
say were. You are a sensitive man. You don't cry.
I don't. I'm just like,
You are very
He
stealthy.
buries
Up
the
yours.
violence.
up yours, and you will not have Mexican food tonight, by the way.
Which I don't like. Remember, I don't
way
like
too out
anyway.
there. So one of the other things I always like to ask the comedians is words of wisdom to the people watching. So for a young lady that is out there, where are you from, by the way?
Originally,
Yes.
Wisconsin.
Oh, wow, awesome.
Yeah.
So for
Madison?
somebody,
I love Madison, but no, it's central Wisconsin Rapids.
Okay.
Yeah.
hi, sir.
Hello,
Paper Mills.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Richard.
Richard, hi, come join us on the couch.
Oh, cool. Where should I put shoes? Like over here?
Yeah, right
Hi,
there by
sure.
the door is fine. It's,
By the stairs.
by the stairs, I'm sorry, yeah.
The door.
We're not going to sing your way
Go
downstairs.
all the way back.
Yes, Richard, you've done messed up the whole button. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Welcome to
okay.
this.
Chakras on
So you're from Wisconsin?
Podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but
That's the point.
The
Is this
podcast,
a podcast? Is that what this is?
It's
Or is
a-
this like a live?
it's a live
promo
feed.
sort of- Okay.
and then the video will go up on YouTube.
Right.
Is he in the picture?
Hey, how's it going? I'm
Don.
Richard.
Nice to
Great to
meet you.
meet you.
Come on over to listen. So for some young lady that is out there and wants to make the move to LA,
Oh man.
what would you tell her?
I believe in doing things. So I would generally always sort of advocate for do that. You know, because I think that for a lot of people there's something really symbolic about a move from a small town, especially, to a coastal city or like a big city that has a legend to it, like New York and LA and Chicago. And, you know, I think there's just like a thing, and like I was one of them, and I think a lot of people live in their towns and kind of go, oh, you know, there's this thing that's out there that isn't here, it's out there, and I gotta go get it. And I think that to an extent that's super true. Go, because there's tons of stuff in cities like this, and there's amazing, and the depth is nuts, and the chaos is rich. And I would also say, fucking stay too, because you know what I mean. Like
That's
the whole
You're a
uni-
big fish in a
because-
small
well, the
town.
whole
You're gonna have less
universe-
competition in Madison. or
Everything is
wherever.
in a grain of sand, right? So don't. I don't know. I think that sometimes there's maybe a little too much reliance put up, because I know a lot of people who've moved to LA and literally kind of got here and were like, okay,
Make me famous.
And then it's like, no,
I'm
you
here, LA.
bust
I'm
your
here.
ass. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you know it's true. You sell your car and you say goodbye to your, and you quit your job and you leave your roommates, and like it's really hard sometimes to get here, and you feel like the reward should be getting here.
Yeah.
And the fact is you gotta like bust your ass after you get here too. I don't know.
And you don't even have a car.
Yeah.
You've given everything up.
Everything
You're
away.
taking the bus.
Right.
I know
You
that
just get
feeling.
yoga done and shopping in one day, and you're exhausted.
Right.
You don't have time for a show.
So Richard, will you pronounce your last name so I don't mess it up?
Yeah, Sarvate.
Sarvate. Okay, good. I practiced at home to make sure that I did it
Practice my
right.
name at home.
I did.
Sarvate.
I was practicing like, is it with an E, without an E?
Well, so you tried both
Yes.
directions.
So then when I finally said it, but I'm like, but Pritesh came up, now I'm really nervous. Pritesh came up and said it, I'm like, are you sure that's how you say it? Like,
Oh, wow, dude.
Speaking of names, is it Pritesh? Was it Pritesh?
Pritesh. Well, he pronounces it different, but to me, it's just the asshole that comes and annoys me. So
How does he say it?
Pritesh.
Pritesh.
No, he has a different. Right, Christian?
However
he has a different
says his name is
explanation.
probably how we should say it too.
I
I just call him Pritesh, but he has a different.
I'm just going to sound
I mean,
racist if you say correctly.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
So we-
phonetically how it's said. How
So
dare
before we
you?
go to Richard,
British.
what words of wisdom? Because you came from another country.
Just
basically.
recently as well. How long have you been here, Dylan?
About 5 years.
Okay, I came about 3 months ago.
Oh,
Lived here briefly before on a visa, but I lived in Canada. I lived there for the last 17 years. I grew up in Sydney, Australia, but we need documents in order to legally do this
Yes.
here. So I finally got all that together and came here about 3 months ago. Yes, you have to do it. You have to come here eventually. I mean, you can get wrapped up in staying in the smaller town. You can have a lot of success, but ultimately, if you want to audition for things and get further along, and also hold yourself to a higher standard, you have to be doing comedy around the best of the best. Otherwise, your standard, is only going to grow to as high as, a clever dick
Because
joke.
like the
maybe.
yoga studios in Wisconsin Rapids don't even
Yeah,
tease me.
yeah. They don't even make you take your shoes off.
And they don't have
How
crystals.
dare they? Because there's a lot of very famous actors, comedians from Canada.
Yeah,
So
they
is
all came here for.
I was going to ask, so is the
Yeah.
scene not that?
It's great. We've got a good platform to get good, but we've got a lot of fantastic comedians that the world isn't going to know because they just haven't decided to make that move to where the industry is.
Got it.
And that's not a guarantee. I mean, I'm not saying that. There could be clever ways to go about things, especially in the day and age of internet, where there's different ways to platform yourself now. But for me personally, I've been doing it 17 years, and it's definitely time to. No one knows who I am. I still tour in Canada. No one knows who I am. We don't have a single special.
The funny thing is that they come here to be actors, and then we go back to Canada to shoot projects. So, Richard,
Yeah. What's up?
where are you from, and what made you come to LA?
I'm from San Francisco, and yeah.
Go Niners.
Oh yeah. Actually,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
The Super Bowl.
It's a Super Bowl.
There's football tomorrow. I don't know if the people watching this are football.
So, before we continue, remember, if
all
you
your fan base.
if y'all have any questions for any of the comedians, throw them out, and Christian will read them out for us. So,
Yeah, I'm from San Francisco. I did comedy there for 6 years. I've been in LA for 2 years now, and definitely the move is the way to go.
how is the atmosphere for stand-up in San Francisco?
Oh, there's a lot of stage time. You can get up on stage 4 good shows in a night, but I think what you were saying about the talent level, over here the talent level is higher, but you get on less shows. Over there you can get on as many shows as you want, but you're kind of just phone it in because you're oh, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, well, you're only holding yourself to the level that the highest person around you is at. It's like the fish growing to as big as its tank. I mean, again, this is not strict ruling here. Use your own imagination and create your own thing. But this is just from our experience. I feel like, I don't know, I need to be around better comics to get better.
Because I've only been in the circuit for about just over a year, and I immediately started connecting with people that I wanted to learn from.
Yeah.
And I honestly believe I'm also clean and sober. Coming from an AA background, is about meeting people that you want what they have. I took that initiative into comedy. It's meet people that have what I want. How can I learn from you? And slowly, you pick a little bit from here, and then I started creating my own little thing. So that's just my story, guys.
Yeah, good on you.
Yes.
There is a question.
Okay.
And it's for all three of you. So if you want to give like a quick little answer to it, how did you all handle your first bombing on stage?
Poorly.
That was a fantastic question.
That's so funny.
You know, when you get up there and you're just
Who was starting?
Yeah, do you guys have a specific story? I mean, I'll basically just be starting to talk and hope that it ends well.
Yeah, I'll just mention one thing. I had a really bad bomb and I quit for 4 months.
Hmm.
Oh, and I just was like, it took me that long to recover.
Yeah.
I don't really think there's a way to handle it.
Yeah.
PK, I love how you. Hi.
PK.
Yeah.
Like, and it's so diverse.
Like, no, but you're so convincing. You say hi like you know the person. You don't know what they are.
Hi, PK.
Yeah,
Welcome
yeah.
to the show. And the thing is, it's so diverse. Like, I can't misplace who is who.
And look, you know what's so funny? People always say that. I never tried
Join
to
us
reach
in
out
closer.
to
So,
I don't want a fucking Indian.
He doesn't
You're
see
Indian.
kind.
There's too many Indians on
By
the show.
the way, I dropped a couple of
It's too much.
Oh, did you?
So get
All right.
Yeah,
Shit's
How
hilarious.
we
I
call
saw your
that?
video. It was
it's
like
like
so
such
fucking
a so I'm actually seeing what everyone.
Yes, I did. Remember I told you Daniel Garza
I was like,
was
yeah.
support for Christian. They
Right
do
now?
that.
Live. We're live right now.
I know. There's people asking
Questions. Yeah. No. This is legit.
Hey,
I mean,
This is legit.
as
You're
far
gonna-
as we
you're
know,
gonna-
there's
you're
at
gonna
least
do a
8
card
person
reading,
watching.
right?
So.
Yeah, I can pull a card for them.
Okay.
So
Whatever they
for
want.
everybody
He's
watching,
great at this.
Oh yeah.
for everybody watching, this is Daniel G. Garza, and this is the Barefoot Comedy Pre-Show show, and we have 4 of the comedians with us tonight. Don Brodey, Garret Clark, Richard Sarvate, and PK. Thank you for joining us.
The question on
So the question on the board right now is, welcome to the show. So the first question that came out, I'm more perturbed right now for some reason.
Yeah.
You're doing great. You're handling your.
Calm down, Garza. This is not your first rodeo. The question on the board right now is, have you ever bombed on stage? And how did you handle it?
I remember I did a Koreatown Rotary Club, like a bunch of old elderly Korean men. It was like $50 for like 20 minutes, and it was dead silent the whole time. Like I was sweating. They were folding their arms. They hated me.
Once they fold their arms, you're like,
Yeah, it was the most awkward. It was at like noon in bright light. Yeah.
It wasn't even like dinner theater. It was like lunch theater.
Well, a bomb's a bomb, really. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, the context. I mean, if you're hearing pin drops, I don't think it really super matters.
I have a good one because it's not my fault, so it's a good one to tell because the premise is I wasn't not funny. That wasn't the problem. It was a corporate show, which is like colleges and corporate stuff is like a comic. He's doing this corporate show, and I swear the person who had booked me and was like the human relations person came out and said, Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope everyone's having a great time. We are closing the company and everyone is getting laid off. We will not be in operation as of January 1st. And now welcome to the stage.
Oh my God.
I swear. I literally was like, and I thought in my brain, I'm like, I'm gonna win this round. I'm gonna start with fuck this lady, right? But they were people were just literally getting up and calling their wives, and it was.
The only thing I would expect to it is that she gives you a thumbs up on the way off the stage.
Yeah, everybody, and I was like, what just happened?
So I'm curious though, but you mentioned you stopped for about 4 months.
Yeah.
What motivated you to come back?
No, I just had the itch, but it definitely was I needed a 4-month recovery period. It's
They broke you.
Yeah. I feel like bombing is like emotional pain. You know what I mean? It's the same as physical pain. You still have to recover from it.
Well, for those of you who are still watching us,
Rejection.
again, I'm going to be at the Federal in Hollywood on February 5th, Wednesday. I'm coming back for the second time to the Federal because that's where I bombed the first time.
Oh.
That was my first bomb, and it's dinner. There was one person actually looking at me, and I pretty much just did the show for him. And I think he just thought I was cute, and he laughed at everything I said. But everybody else was eating. Nobody paid attention. And I felt I walked off, and then the promoter looks at me and goes, well, you're entertained. Disconnecting for 4 months and coming back again. I feel like we want to not disconnect from comedy, but there's a disconnection either from people or places or a thing that you want to disconnect from. Have faith in yourself and the process that you're going through. I don't necessarily think that it's about comedy and what you're doing in comedy. I feel like it's a personal journey. Have more faith in the way the process is going. This is not the best time to separate because it's the shitty part of that journey. You're like in the deep of the tunnel and you're thinking it's going to be dark forever, and it's not. You just need to keep walking a little further. Plus, not to mention the fact that it's not the first time you go through this. So if there's anxiety or panic attacks or something along that lines, it's just a journey. And you'll get to the other end. Just be calm and take your time and you'll get there.
Yeah, thank you.
That make sense?
Trust the process.
Yeah. That makes sense? Well, I don't know if we're still recording, if we are recording or not.
You are now.
Oh, we are now again. Okay, good. So it's just here that's not working.
Did you do cards for everybody?
I did.
Was it hot? You told you were a douche, right?
He said, told me I'm a douche and said, don't think you're too old.
I'm like,
old to do things.
when
At some point, I'm so fucking exhausted.
I'm
know,
like, if
I'll
you
tell
have
you a quick
names with
story.
initials,
I'll tell you a quick story without giving any names.
Man, work, bro. Shit.
Well, that's right, man. You know,
Right arm's big.
but wait, basically, PK, let me just be honest with you. I look really good naked. I'm going to be honest.
Prove it. Prove it.
Trust me, I'm not at the prove it point because it's still Indian love handles. You know what I'm talking about? You know, because we know. We
Then
know.
you can't use that as an Indian love handle. I have love handles. I can't throw it.
All of
As
our
Korean
fat,
love handles.
all of our fat only goes to one location.
Me
I don't
too.
have even distribution of fat.
Me too.
So like when people get even distribution of
Some
fat,
people goes to
Yeah, like I have a
some
buddy-
people goes to there, yeah.
so I have a buddy who gets fat, but his whole body gets fat. So he looks proportional.
Yeah, like some
I
girls,
look like a
some
flotation
girls that
device.
goes straight to their ass. You're like, wow,
Yeah, I like
that's
that.
a good
I know, great place to put it.
so as you can see, it's become a free-for-all in conversations
Oh,
tonight.
sorry, but what I was gonna tell is that he did a card reading for someone that I'm gonna leave unnamed, and he basically like, oh, do you have like any pain here? And the guy's like, no, bro. What are you talking about? He's like, well, I'm just sensing pain here. And then the next day, he had a heart attack. Like, chest, yeah.
Oh.
He calls me, and remember he called me after, and it was like the beginnings of it. He got himself to the hospital before, and then he called him right after. He's like, who are you? Where are you? And I want to see you. So it's wild.
Crazy.
So for those of you watching us, it's almost 7 o'clock. We'll be moving downstairs in a minute, but we're at Mystic Journey. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock that we start, or Latino.
People start coming in at 7.
Yeah, or it's Mexican time, 7 o'clock
So
that we
Indian
start.
clock, 7.
But if you're in the area, you still have time to show up. And we're at 1702 Lincoln Boulevard in Venice Beach, California. Show starts at 7. Come prepared to take your shoes off. $15 cover. Join us. If you see me afterwards, stop me. I will pull a card for you, and you'll get a reading just like
It's
they did.
dope. It's amazing. Super talented.
We have, again, Brodey, Garret Clark,
Huh?
Richard,
You can do it.
sorry,
Garret
Sarvate.
When he went downstairs.
Does he look like Derek?
I mean, sorry, PK, sorry, PK.
Left.
Garret
Did that
was
make you feel white? It was good. It was cool for a second, right? It felt good for a second. It was like that.
PK.
Ah, shit.
Can I ask what PK stands for?
Paul Kim, but I'm a preacher's kid too, so I've been called PK my whole life.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
PKs are
cool.
fucked up.
And then we have Esther Koo, who is not here, and Stephen
Steven's
Glickman.
here with his mom downstairs.
Hi,
She
Steven
just wants to see the
Glickman.
crystals and he'll be up.
If you don't you post the videos to the show? Aren't there videos? No.
No, I do like boomerangs. I don't. None of people's material though.
Got it.
Yeah.
So Stephen Glickman was a pop-in last month. So he popped in, right? And did his show, so we got to see him.
It was
and
tremendous.
It was so hilarious. So I'm looking
So
forward
funny.
to. Although if he does the same jokes, I'm gonna boo. I'm just gonna say.
Well, if you don't know him, he was fine. He played Gustavo on Big Time Rush for 5 seasons.
There you go. So as you can see, we're not bottom of the pile here. This is not low end.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, just yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one on that one.
We got good
Not
names.
bottom of the barrel.
We are not bottom of the pile.
No, we bring good names to you people. Good names.
Garrett's back.
And Garrett's back. You want to come back before we say goodbye? So again, no, you don't have to move. Don't move for the white man. He's Canadian anyway, so it doesn't matter. Are you a Republican by any chance? It doesn't
know what
matter.
that means.
No,
I
okay.
don't- I
See,
really
you
don't.
don't have to move for him. It doesn't matter.
Remember, Canadians are monarchy.
Oh, that's right.
And we know the Earls of Sussex or whatever.
We
they
have to
call
talk about the
themselves
Queens.
Right. Yes.
So
Yeah,
again,
that's right.
if you want to say your name again and where they can find you.
Yeah, my name is Richard Sarvate. Like where I'm going to be. My website is richardsarvate.com.
I'm Dawn Brodey, Brodey, on all of the things, and I'm going to be Monday at the Mermaid Community.
And where can they find you on?
DawnBrody.com.
I love it.
Garret Clark, Garrett, Clark with no E. GarrettClark.com. I'm on Instagram, Garret A. Clark. I deleted everything else. Can't handle it. There's fights I don't need to be a part of. Just Instagram. Yeah. Yeah. Next show is Lethbridge, Alberta next week in Canada. If you're there and watching this.
For all you Canadians, there are funny people in Canada.
Canadian.
Canada.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's the Mexican coming out.
PK Comedy at PK Comedy.
Awesome.
That's a good one.
So again, guys, thank you for watching. This is Daniel G. Garza, and this has been another episode of Barefoot Comedy Pre-Show Show here at Mystic Journey Yoga, 1702 Lincoln Boulevard. Come join us. If you can't make it this month, join us next month. It's the first Saturday of every month. Be prepared to take your shoes off, $15 cover, and you can see 6 comedians. And it's not your typical 5-minute time. They get a good chunk of time up there. So it's awesome. They're funny. As you can see, the conversations are really interesting. If you want to listen to this again, go on my YouTube page, Daniel G. Garza, or look for Lilmesican Productions. Find us there.
That's easy.
I will be at Little Mexican.
I still don't know your name. You've said it 8 times.
Daniel G. Garza.
I'm not hearing it.
Daniel
What's
G.
the
Garza.
Mexican one? Do
Little
that
Mexican
one.
Productions.
There it is.
That's
Now I can
our
remember.
company.
That's-
Yeah. So if you are watching again, I will be at the Federal in North Hollywood on Wednesday. I can't even say May. Wednesday, Tuesday the 5th. It's my comeback to the Federal. So please join us there that night. What else was I going to say? Follow me on the Daniel G. Garza on Facebook. And remember, we're available for hosting your shows. Do you need a host, or do you need entertainment for readings, or a Reiki master? Give us a call. And the numbers will be in the information, and we will see you there. Thank you so much, guys, for taking the time to sit with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. See you next time, guys.